Hey everybody, welcome back to, and happy holidays from, the Vitalyst Spark podcast. To celebrate the holidays with you, we've got another Minisode. 4 to 5 items packed into just about 15 minutes. So, in less time than it takes to walk the dog, we're going to deliver news you can really use. But first, a little holiday cheer for all to hear.
Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color?
With the holiday season in full swing, Vitalyst Health Foundation thanks all of you for an incredible 2017. We are more grateful than ever for the many communities embracing inclusive and productive dialogue focused on health and well-being this year. Whether your celebration takes place in Clifton, Yuma, Parker, Flagstaff, the Tribal Nations, Prescott, Cochise County, Tucson, Nogales, Ajo, the Valley of the Sun, or anywhere else in this great state, we offer best wishes for a holiday season filled with the warmth of family, friends, goodwill, and peace. All right, now, let's get to those items, starting with the 2017 Year of Healthy Communities Wrap-Up. 11 months ago, Vitalyst announced its intention to make 2017 the Year of Healthy Communities. Now, a year of connection, dialogue, and more is coming to a close. So what happened? For starters, Vitalyst delivered more than 50 presentations, workshops, and group dialogues reaching more than 2,000 attendees. We engaged with each of Arizona's major universities to explore collaborative opportunities. We connected with the great work of county public health departments and community health improvement plans. We met with cities and towns in urban and rural settings. We conducted outreach to major business groups. And of course, we networked and developed emerging partnerships with philanthropies statewide. We also hosted 6 webinars focused on the elements of a healthy community. That's 6 engrossing hours of dialogue featuring 24 guest experts that averaged live attendance of 100 people and accrued 500 cumulative recorded playbacks so far. Are you thinking you might want to check one out? You can find a list of all 24 guests and access the playback of each webinar at livewellaz.org/webinars. Speaking of which, in 2017, we built the website at livewellaz.org to help stakeholders be seen, celebrated, and connected. As the amount of content and resources grew, we actually had to redesign and relaunch the site in late November. By we, and I'm making air quotes right now, we do mean all of us, because the site couldn't exist without statewide content contributors and the excellent work being undertaken to improve community health and well-being throughout Arizona. Each element of a healthy community has its own page featuring national resources, key Arizona players, great projects happening here, and projects from around the U.S. that should be happening here. Each page also has a resource submission button that all of you used and can continue to use to build these content pages. And now, we have a site that continues to get better at helping us all work collaboratively without having to recreate the wheel of expertise. So, not only can you get webinar playbacks, but you can also get great connections and add your own projects and connections at livewellaz.org. That's livewellaz.org. Our most clear learning from the 2017 Year of Healthy Communities experience is that one calendar year is too limiting for the discussions, collaborations, network building, and investment needed to reach our goals. So, we have resolved that in 2018, we will continue just as we have in 2017. Our promise to you is that we will humbly continue to listen and learn as we work to support the collaborative, multi-sectoral work of building healthier communities. Changes for the better are coming in 2018, starting with a change of name from the 2017 Year of Healthy Communities to Live Well Arizona. And our first webinar of 2018 is coming on January 16th. When we will announce our Live Well Arizona Mini Grants Initiative. Don't miss the announcement. Check the show notes for the link to register for this webinar today. That'll do it for item 1. Let's move on to item 2. A shout out to the entire state of Arizona. Wondering where to find the good life? National Geographic and Gallup Healthways are telling us to look no further than right here. Here's why. Arizona ranked 8th out of 50 states in the latest Gallup Healthways Wellbeing Index using 2016 data. The ranking moves us up from 16th, which was Arizona's average Wellbeing Index score from 2013 to 2015. The index is based on Arizonans' life evaluation along 5 dimensions: purpose, social, financial, community, and physical. Our purpose and social rankings are 2 and 3, respectively. Our physical rank is 10, community stands at 19, financial at 23. Our upside potential, then, lies in improving our communities as well as their economic strength. Overall, Gallup Healthways advocates for fostering a culture of well-being and for creating an active living environment that, in a nutshell, makes the healthy choice the easy choice. Here at the Vitalyst Spark, we couldn't agree more. Okay, we confess, this is not a brand new report. It was issued in January 2017, and it documented nationally that Americans' life evaluation reached its highest point since 2008. Now the stage is set. Will Arizona stay in the top quintile when a new report comes out next month? Could we trend back down to our 2013 to 2015 average? Here's how to stay in touch and get the answer from us. Reach into your podcast app and make sure that you are subscribed to the Vitalyst Spark. As soon as we see the 2018 report, you'll hear about it here. Until then, check the show notes for direct links to National Geographic's awesome graphical summary of all 50 states, plus the Gallup Healthways report. And just like that, we're on to item number 3, a shout out to Northern Arizona University. NAU is on the move when it comes to health, behavioral health, and health equity. Let's start with health equity and the October 2017 announcement that NAU earned a 5-year, $21.4 million National Institute on Minority Health and Health Disparities grant to establish SHIRC, the Southwest Health Equity Research Collaborative. The goal of SHIRC? To increase NAU's capacity to address health disparities among the region's diverse populations. According to the CoLab's co-leader, Julie Baldwin, SHIRC will work closely with community partners to address health disparities in chronic and infectious diseases, as well as high-priority behavioral health conditions. So, score a big one for intelligence and discipline that will inform better well-being in the region for the long haul. And speaking of behavioral health, our friends at the NARBA Institute have partnered with 2 NAU departments to develop and endow the NARBA Institute James Wurgler, MD, Chair of Criminal Justice and Behavioral Health. Working with behavioral health, law enforcement, the courts, and other organizations, the chair will study the best ways to help people with problems such as substance abuse, mental health, or physical health issues, and work hard to keep them out of the criminal justice system. In other words, smart people are looking to transform health and criminal justice systems in ways that create improved community health and well-being. But we're not done yet. NAU is also establishing a brand new interdisciplinary health PhD with 3 emphases: health equity, disability, and psychosocial health. The Interdisciplinary Health PhD program is a collaborative effort between the College of Social and Behavioral Sciences and the College of Health and Human Services. It is designed to educate and train the next generation of health researchers, advocates, and educators. Applications are being accepted now, with application reviews starting on February 15 and a final application deadline of March 15, 2018. Check the link in the show notes for details. And just like that, we are on to our last 2 items, starting with a tip of the hat to Nina Mason Pulliam Charitable Trust and the story behind the environmental reporting stories appearing on azcentral.com. The premise goes like this. Arizona isn't just the Grand Canyon state, but a truly unique environment that is to be celebrated, understood, respected, and preserved, even as our state welcomes its 7 millionth resident and take stock of the challenges in our future. Thanks to a 3-year grant from Nina Mason Pulliam Charitable Trust, the Arizona Republic has enlisted nationally recognized environmental journalist Brandon Loomis, editor Sean McKinnon, and resources from AZ Central's award-winning photo staff in this task: making sure all Arizonans can firmly grasp our environmental realities and then focus on maintaining a robust and resilient environmental well-being that is inseparable from community health and well-being. Nowhere is the link between environment and our communities more clear than with the current series of articles on excessive heat. Some facts to get you started. 1. The hot season in Phoenix alone is now 5 to 6 weeks longer than it was 100 years ago. 2. 2016 was a record year for heat-related deaths. 3. Heat does, in fact, discriminate by age, by income, and by neighborhood. It would be easy to approach subjects like water, heat, open lands, wildfires, and wild horses only from the perspective of environmental stress or crisis. Lead reporter Brandon Loomis notes that Pulliam's long-range investment allows him the opportunity to step back and spend some time on it in a way that he couldn't otherwise. The surprise to me, Loomis notes, is that we have options. That with enough dedication, he asserts, we can solve those issues. You can read about those options and connect with the Arizona Republic team's in-depth environmental reporting using the links in the show notes. Also, connect with all of Nina Mason Pulliam Charitable Trust's fantastic work at ninapulliamtrust.org. That's NinaPulliamTrust.org. Last up, we're going to finish this second minisode where we started the first one, with an update on the just released enrollment numbers for
Obamacare.
With the close of the health insurance marketplace for most states on December 15, the federal government announced preliminary enrollment numbers on December 21, and the results are almost universally surprising and shocking for both supporters and opponents of Obamacare. Here's why. The numbers are really good. There were at least 5 reasons for them not to be. 1. An enrollment period that was cut in half. 2. A 90% cut in advertising for the shortened period. 3. A 41% cut in federal funding for enrollment assisters. 4. The summer-long effort to repeal Obamacare. And 5. The administration's last-minute decision to cut subsidies designed to make coverage affordable. And yet, 8.8 million people are estimated to have enrolled nationally through healthcare.gov. That's 96% of the previous year's enrollment in half the time. In Arizona, nearly 167,000 people enrolled, or 85% of 2016 enrollees. Without question, the numbers show that affordable coverage matters to people. Think about it. Most companies would experience a huge drop in sales if they cut advertising by 90%, cut their sales staff by 41%, argued in the media for months about how good or bad their product was, and made their suppliers continuously nervous as to whether there would be a workable product at all. Above all else, these enrollment results show that there is a strong need and demand for affordable health coverage that provides essential benefits. In Arizona, the results also shine a spotlight on the outstanding work of the 700 organizations of the Cover Arizona Coalition, who worked tirelessly to get Arizonans the coverage they need and more. If you missed episode 3 of the Vitalyst Spark, download it today for a chance to go behind the numbers and hear about how real people help each other get covered and get healthy. What lies ahead after this announcement? More numbers will come, revisions up, down, and probably even sideways. More policy debates will follow, as will the impact of reducing the individual mandate penalty to 0 through the just-passed tax reform legislation. And no doubt more twists and turns we can't even think of yet. But don't lose sight of these 2 basic facts. People with access to coverage and care experience better health and well-being, and the demand for affordable coverage is high. Future policy debates need to start here, and they must take the direct and indirect on-the-ground effects of policy decisions on different populations into account. We cannot forget that policy affects people directly and profoundly, and all too often affects certain populations inequitably. If we want a healthier Arizona that enables growth and prosperity, we will need pragmatic solutions that answer to these realities. That's it for today's minisode. Looks like we might have done it again.
You did it! Congratulations!
5 items within 15 minutes, plus a little holiday cheer. Our 2017 Year of Healthy Communities wrap-up segment focused on a more holistic approach to health and invited you to join us for an upcoming January 16 webinar. Our Where to Find the Good Life segment recapped positive findings on Arizona's well-being and pointed out the upside potential that lies in improving community and economic factors. 3 pieces of Northern Arizona University news showcased the momentum of exciting, integrative, and research-driven new developments coming out of Flagstaff. The Nina Mason Pulliam Charitable Trust piece highlighted must-read, in-depth environmental reporting focused on our state's future well-being. And the latest numbers on Obamacare open enrollment gave us all some incontrovertible food for thought about the need for affordable coverage in Arizona. As you enjoy your holiday season and kick off 2018, please help us make the most of this independent media effort by sharing our podcast with colleagues, family, and friends. We need dialogue about health and well-being throughout our community, but dialogue doesn't happen unless we get these topics out into the light of day, talk about what's going on, and discuss ways we can make things better. That's what the 5 items of this minisode are all about. Thank you for being our listeners. Don't forget to check your podcast app for our 3 previous episodes, or visit vitalysthealth.org to access them from your computer. Let's keep the conversation growing. Share this episode far and wide, subscribe to the Vitalyst Spark podcast to get notified as soon as new episodes are released, and encourage others to come along for the ride with you. In the world of podcasts, your rating matters too, so take a moment to give us 5 stars on iTunes, Google Play Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also give us your input the old-fashioned way. Email your future episode ideas, minisode content suggestions, and more. Your corrections, complaints, and compliments are all welcomed by emailing us at feedback@vitalysthealth.org. Last but not least, we've got our first Live Well Arizona webinar coming up on January 16. So check the show notes and register today so that you can be one of the first to learn about our brand new mini grants focused on creating healthy communities. Finally, remember this: with great responsibility comes great power. We'll see you back on the road to well-being soon.